Alright, what's going on, guys? It is Izzy Priest. I'm here with another video. I know it's been a long time since I last uploaded, but I've been accumulating quite a few questions over the past year since I did my last Q&A, so I thought I would just answer them in a video, and a lot of them were pretty similar. I have a lot about Egypt, and then I have some about me, which I know you guys all want to know everything about me. Totally joking. So I know most people will ask questions on Instagram or stuff like that, or like Twitter, but I don't really have a lot of followers who are also subscribers on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff. So if you want to follow me, everything will be linked down below. My Instagram is at Isabella_priest. I'm actually locked out of my Twitter account right now, so maybe don't ask me questions on Twitter. All my social media is always linked down below in the description of all of my videos. So let's just get started with these questions. Sarah Yusuf asks, can I contact you? I have a lot of questions about the school. You can always contact me. Everyone can always contact me. As I just said, all my social medias are down in the description. My Snapchat is public. You can ask me anything you want. A few people actually have DM'd me on Instagram asking questions about Egypt, about my school, stuff like that, and I answered all of them. So don't like be afraid to just DM me or anything like that, because I'm more than happy to answer your question. David C says, what do you think of vintage streetwear? I personally like putting my outfits around the 90s influence. Also, have you ever been to Florida? I have been to Florida. I've been to a few different cities in Florida. I really like it. It's quite nice. I really like vintage streetwear. I think the whole like streetwear thing that's been going on lately is really cool, and I definitely have a few like streetwear sort of pieces in my closet. So yeah, I really like it. Mary the Fairy says, do you belong to any fandom? I'm not like in a fandom. I don't like follow fan pages or have a fan page. I don't know what it means to like belong to a fandom, but if I had to say I like belong to any of them, it would be Tyler the Creator. I love him. I love just who he is as a person. I love his music. I think he's so cool. So yeah, I guess it'd be Tyler the Creator. Now there are a bunch of questions about like where I'm from, what my nationality is, where I've lived. So I'll just answer all of those in like one sort of answer. When people ask me where I'm from, they're really just asking like, oh, what type of Asian are you? Why are you Asian? So I'm part American, part Korean, and when I say American, it's like probably like a bunch of random mixes of like European, but it's just easier to say American. I was born in the UK, lived there for about a year after I was born, and then I moved to Houston, I think, for about 6 months, and then for 3.5 years I lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is where both my parents were raised, so I wouldn't say I was raised like a Korean at all. I was just raised with like the American sort of lifestyle, I guess. The term people use is whitewashed. I don't know. People say I'm like a whitewashed Asian. My parents were sort of raised as Americans, so they raised me as an American, you know what I mean? I don't know what this whole whitewash nonsense means, but whatever. After that, I moved to Calgary when I was about 4 years old. Calgary is what I would probably consider my like main home. Calgary's in Canada, by the way, and I lived there for 8 years until I moved to Egypt 4.5 years ago. Since I moved to Egypt, I go there probably 4 times a year, so it is definitely like my main home. I sort of do consider myself Canadian, and I'm in the process of getting my Canadian citizenship. So that's where I usually say I'm from when people ask. Yeah, so those are all the places that I've lived. Also, I'm an American citizen. I know when people ask me what my nationality is, it is American. Yeah, that's about everything I have to say. However, I do consider Houston my home as well. It has a very special place in my heart because before my dad moved to Egypt, he lived in Houston. So every summer and every winter break, I would spend that time in Houston, and I just have so many memories there. It's like one of my favorite places to visit. So now I have a bunch of questions about Egypt. So Julie asks, do you like it in Egypt? There are definitely a lot of pros and cons. Some of the cons, which I'll start with, is that there definitely is a lack of freedom, especially just compared to like living in the US and Canada and stuff. Especially with what I can wear and just getting harassed as as a female walking outside. I actually had to get a driver because the harassment of like walking to school outside got really bad, which I'm very grateful to have the privilege of being able to get a driver, but it was out of the fact that I couldn't walk outside because I would always get harassed, and it was just really bad. And there's just a lot of like small things that are kind of hard about living here, especially coming from North America, because I don't know, just like how it's a little bit unorganized, and you know, obviously there's a lot of pollution and stuff. However, there are a bunch of great things about living in Egypt. Being an expat, the prices are so cheap. Like if you convert everything to American dollars, it is very, very cheap to live here and very cheap to go out to restaurants. So that's what I usually do with my friends. We'll just like go out to eat. But in Canada, like no one can afford to go out to eat because it's so expensive. Yeah, and it's very interesting seeing a bunch of different cultures and stuff like that too. Honestly, I can make a whole other video on that. The Habiba channel asks, are you taking Arabic or are you talking Arabic? Well, I can speak a little bit of Arabic. I know like some of the basics, but I can't speak it fluently. I just took it as like an IB class last year. Okay, so my camera just decided to like die for no reason. Thanks. But anyways, so Cynthia asks, can you please explain what an international school is? Honestly, I'm not really sure like the exact definition of what it is. What I thought it was is just sort of like, at least an American international school would be a school in different countries outside of America that follow the American curriculum. And then there are like British international schools that follow the British curriculum. So I'm not actually quite sure exactly what it is. Josie asks, is Egyptian school food better than American school food? I have never had American school food, and my school is an American school, but it's not in America, so we don't have like Egyptian food at my school, but it's mainly just like sandwiches. There are like a couple salads, but not really. Like for the main part, it's just a bunch of different types of sandwiches that they sell at school, so like it's okay. It's not that bad. I mean, it's okay. Hashim says, hello, thank you for sharing this video. Will you please share / mention nice places to visit in Egypt or whatever city you live in there? I thought maybe I would make a video because there are a couple people that asked like, you should keep posting videos about Egypt. It's so interesting to watch. You should do more videos about school life in Egypt. So I might make another vlog just like my other one, which blew up. I was so surprised and like really happy that so many people watched my video because I thought it was like a decently well put together vlog where I really showed my life, and I thought I would make another one just because that one did so well and was so popular and so many people asked for like more about that stuff. So I think if I do make another vlog, I'll definitely mention cool places to go around Cairo and different restaurants and stuff. I haven't been to a ton of places, I'll be honest, that I like mainly stay in my neighborhood, but I'll try to branch out a bit more, especially since this is my last year living in Egypt. I'll try to sort of explore more. The Innocent Citizen says, hi Izzy, is this the new side of Cairo? I know I've gotten like a couple comments from people who actually do live in Cairo saying like, this is the new posh side of Cairo. It definitely isn't. This is actually, I actually looked it up. It's considered the old part of Cairo. It's not right in the city. Like in the main part of the city. It's about a 30-minute drive away, so it is sort of like a suburb, but it's not one of the new parts of Cairo. Like I'm not in New Cairo because there's a part of Cairo called New Cairo. This is definitely not a new part of Cairo. So yeah, just to clear that up, I looked it up, I did some research, so I'm not just like pulling shit out of my ass, you know what I mean? Then a couple people just asked me, do you still live in Egypt? I do still live in Egypt. However, this is my last year. I actually only have like 5 or 6 months left here until I graduate and move back to the US for university. I actually have gotten a couple university acceptances, and I might do a few videos in the future about college and the whole application process, or you know, if you want to see anything like that. Anyways, those are all the questions that I have for you guys. Honestly, feel free to ask anything you want. Literally, it doesn't even have to be about Egypt. It can be any random question. It can be something juicy, you know. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up or not. Doesn't really matter. Stay tuned for another vlog coming in the future because I know you guys liked the other vlog that I did. That's about it for this video, and I'll see you in my next one.